afternoon. It's now Monday the 20th. So obviously we did the conducted the residential program last week, which was pretty much full on. Players flying in from interstate. We do have a handful of players from Queensland, obviously, and a couple from our own program. I did say in one of the previous videos that I was heading back over to the UK along with our senior management team. I'm travelling beforehand, so I can get the hire car, basically get everything organised, and then pick the senior management team up from the airport in London in a few days' time. At the moment, I'm actually in a place called Changsha Airport, which is somewhere in China. Something that I overlooked was a technical stop on my way from Melbourne to London. So I actually made it to China and then found out when we got here that there was a technical stop. So I had to do another internal flight, which is no big drama, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, with a lot of these Chinese airlines that operate as a government-run carrier, they're pretty good, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people, turn their nose up to at them in regard to, because they're the cheap airlines, the cheap fares. I do it purely on the basis of I try and do it to keep the cost down for our consumer, our people, because when I'm going over to the UK, we do factor these costs into our costings for our programs. And what we don't do is factor in things, ridiculous things like premium economy or business class or anything like that. So we do tend to go the cheapest method. So and to be honest with you, I've been sort of more than delighted with the Chinese carriers. I think I've flown with nearly all of them now. So yeah, it's you need to look that up. Anyway, I'm harping on a bit about airlines. So the reason for the little update is because obviously going to the UK, what we're doing is meeting a number of our newly formed partners. Some of them newly formed, some of them are existing partners from many years ago. So I've already reconnected with them. I am going to catch up with them, introduce them to our senior management team. But what it will do is provide an opportunity for us to just put the finishing touches to one or two things. We want to make sure that the property is coming up to speed in a timely manner, because we have the short tour going out to the UK in Easter, April holidays. So we're pretty excited about that, particularly with the games program. A number of professional clubs have agreed to play us. The first one being a quad tournament, which is great, down in Ipswich. So the players and the parents will have something pretty good to look forward to, alongside full-time training as well. I can't emphasise enough how we pay attention to the training program. It's not about the games. The games are great, but training, the practice makes the player. The games are just the evidence. That's why you do need some games, but they do actually need to be the right type of games. So we're actually having a look at one or two other things, which we're not going to, I won't elaborate on. I always seem to do this when I'm traveling. There's always something that I don't disclose, and then I'll disclose it later on. But at this stage, I want to keep our powder dry, and I promised our senior management team that I would do so, purely because we don't want anybody trying to throw a spanner in the work, because we know there's one or two people who like to do that. That's pretty much it, really. What I will do is provide another update, or a few updates, and then I'll put a video together of what we're doing, where we're going, update of the property, update of Bishop's Castle College, one or two other things which are going to be sort of pretty exciting. We've also got one of our girls who's heading over to Stoke City, so I am going to meet some old colleagues. I did say I would attend that training or a couple of training sessions with her to help her settle in and integrate. And no doubt I'll bump into one or two people that I haven't seen for a very, very long time. So it's going to be a useful exercise. So I'll leave the video there because that's sort of 5, nearly 6 minutes. I don't want it to just be a video about me harping on, and I certainly don't want to provide too much information whereby people know exactly what we're doing. We do have a degree of discretion, and we want to maintain that discretion. So we ensure that we have everything in place rather than people trying to throw spanners in the works left, right, and centre. Hope everybody's keeping well. I'll update you again in due course. I have now got another 14-hour flight in another hour's time. So I would have landed in the UK by the time this video goes live.